everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to week 4 of the Christmas prep course. The 13-week Christmas prep course. I know, we are powering through right now. This week is going to be a very tricky week. I'm just going to be honest, it's going to be full of hard work, so it's going to be quite a long video. I'm going to be giving you lots of tips and tricks and helpful advice for jazzing up your product photography on Etsy. But before we get into that, please subscribe and click the little bell to be notified when these videos go live, and share this anywhere that you know there are Etsy shop owners that need help. That basically you can help by sharing this video on my channel. You can help them by making sure that they get the best chance to be prepped, a lot like you are going to be. So this week we are going to be talking about product photos. For Christmas, we need to make sure that when someone is searching for a product on Etsy, all they see is little tiny squares, and they are judging you and your shop and your brand and that product on those little tiny squares. So what do? We need to make sure that we make the best impression. So this week, we are going to be jazzing up your product photography. Now, there are two ways you can do this. Option A is to hire a product photographer, and if you're going to do that, then that is fantastic. You don't need to watch any further. You are done for the week, and you can put your feet up. Option B is if you want to do it yourself, and if you want to really try it and improve your product photography game yourself. And if you want to give product photography a go yourself, you will be learning quite a lot this week. So first of all, let's think of some ways that we can fill those 10 photo slots. Studies show that the more product photos there are on a listing, the better your conversion rate. And conversion rate is something that we definitely want to get up. We want to get those numbers up to 1 to 4% depending on your product on Etsy. So to do that, we need to fill those 10 photo slots. I've got some bullet points here to help you get some product photography ideas. So we have the plain background shot, and that is to show product detail. Ideally, you want one full frame and one close up, so 2 there. The next is a lifestyle shot, basically to show how people's lives and therefore their pain point would be solved by this item being in their lives. The next one is a model shot to literally show how big the product is, but to also show how it looks when it is in contact with human hands, human skin, in humans' lives. The next is packaging. Beautiful packaging deserves to be shown off. And a work in progress shot. This definitely increases the value of your work because it's actually saying, look, I actually make this by hand. It's not mass produced, I actually make this. And that does add massive value to your product. So the next is, what equipment do you need? And I'm literally going to say that yes, you can go out and spend £300 on a new lens or £1,000 on a new camera and all of the wonderful things, but I don't personally think that you need to do that. For the first 2 years of my business, I literally went full-time just purely taking photos with my iPad. Now that iPad had a cracked screen. I literally used to have to kind of doctor it up. I made my own tripod with books, and it took amazing pictures because I knew how to manipulate the camera on the device that I had to hand already in the best possible way. I'm going to give you the no-ball approach to what you actually need to take fantastic product photography. So I'm going to be reading from my notes. So the first one is light. You need light. Natural light always works best, but it's best to diffuse it a little bit with either white tissue paper or very, very thin A4 plain paper. The next one is a way to catch the light and reflect it back onto your product. I personally used to use artist canvas boards. I used to make like an L shape, or I used to actually use an A3 piece of paper, gradually bend it round a surface, and literally just use another sheet of paper on the opposite side of the light source to reflect it back onto my product. I actually have a video showing you exactly how I used to take my product pictures for the best possible results. I will link it in the cards up here somewhere, but basically you can take product pictures yourself at home in an amazing, simple way. The next is a tripod. No matter how slow you think you breathe and how steady you think you can hold your phone or iPad or camera, it's never the same as having an actual tripod. You can get a literal tripod that is something like this. This is for my vlog camera, but you can also add a phone attachment as well. just buy yourself a really cheap tripod. It is so worth it. The headache of trying to make blurry images sharper on Photoshop is just not worth it. You can buy one on Amazon for like £5 to £10, $5 to $10, something like that. Definitely invest in a tripod. And the last thing is a sense of being spontaneous with your images. Now, the great thing about having cameras on our phones is the fact that if we are wearing one of our bracelets or a pair of earrings that we've made or a scarf that we've knitted or a hat that we've crocheted, something like that, we are out and about with these items. It is so amazing to have these amazing cameras in our phones where we can literally just quickly snap amazing pictures. If you're out on a forest walk and you're wearing nature-inspired jewelry that you've made, pop it off, put it on a lovely patterned log with some moss on it, or pop it near a flower, blur out the background, something like that. The portrait mode on iPhone 8 and above is amazing for this. It really is. So the best thing about this is that even if you're not getting product photography shots, you can use them for social media, so it's never a waste. Having a sense of being spontaneous is a really good way to approach your product photography when you're looking to fill up those 10 slots. So I am by no means a professional product photographer, but I'm going to give you some quick fire tips to help you overall with your product photography. So number one is lighting. Don't be too light or too dark, and always use natural lighting where possible. When I'm filming these videos, I used to have 2 professional lights, but since we have adjusted the way things are in the room, I have natural light coming in. I only have one light, literally. You can see it reflecting off my hand here. I have nothing here, purely because this side of the room is quite dark. But even if I turned that off, honestly, it wouldn't really make that much of a difference. So always use natural lighting if you can. Don't use distracting backgrounds. If in doubt, just use a plain white background. Use 1 to 2 props that are going to help your customer really identify your images from everyone else's. Use simple angles. Do a bird's eye view or literally side on. Don't start experimenting with real in-depth angles, especially when it is the first photo slot and the one that they are going to see in those little tiny squares in the Etsy search results. Don't photograph it too close because that can cause distortion. And make sure that nothing has crept into the background like a coffee mug or a bit of your lunch or something like that. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have edited product photos and then found that there is something undesirable hanging around in the background. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing if you don't catch it, but it's even worse to try and edit it out when you do. So guys, I really hope that video helped you. I have lots of videos on product photography on my channel, so I didn't want to kind of repeat myself with things that I have already said in those videos. So just do a little research on my channel. I have a playlist called product photography, so that will be on my channel somewhere. Go and have a little look, and you will also find other tips and tricks and things like that as well. And if you haven't already, download your free copy 76-page workbook. It's amazing, it really is, of 30 Days to a Kick Butt Etsy Shop. That is in the description box below. And don't forget to join the Facebook group where I will be teaching these lessons live every single Friday at 12 noon. And we sort of hang out together and we ask questions and we make sure that we can get your Etsy shop working the best it can all together. It honestly is an amazing support group, and I highly recommend any Etsy shop owner to join it. But for now guys, I will bid you farewell, and I will see you next Friday for the next installment of this 13-week Christmas prep course. Bye!